Good morning, and yeah, you join me back out on the bank. It's Sunday, and yeah, I am down for a day session at a very busy Shearwater Lake. Now, I got here probably about half an hour before first light, and kind of just drove around the tracks, just trying to find somewhere to drop into for the day. And yeah, I managed to sort of drop onto sort of like the middle area of the lake, really. So yeah, as I was sort of parking the car up at the other end, I could just see more and more sort of headlights sort of making their way up the track and stuff like that. So yeah, I quickly sort of yeah, chucked me gear in this swim, and like I say, it gives me access to a lot of water, but it is smack bang middle of the lake. So if there is anything coming up and down, then yeah, I'm going to try and pick them off on their way. Now, there's been a little bit of a development since my last video at Woodside. You will see on my cap there that yeah, I have joined forces with Hinders for 2023. So yeah, I got offered a really good and nice opportunity to work with Hinders as a consultant for 2023, and yeah, it's going to give me a sort of access to a lot more different types of bait, you know, just bait and stuff that really sort of fit my style of fishing. You know, different tactics, you know, trying out different things through the course of the year across all the different sort of venues that I fish, really. So yeah, it's really nice to be offered the opportunity, and it's going to be sort of really interesting to see how I get on with their bait going forward throughout the year. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sort of getting involved, getting stuck in, doing some more content and bits and pieces like that. So really thankful of the offer, really thankful to like I say, of the opportunity to join forces with Steve, and obviously anybody else and everybody else involved in Hinders. There's a couple of sort of community Facebook groups and stuff like that. So yeah, really looking forward to sort of speaking to a lot of you guys that may watch my videos. But for now, like I say, I got here just sort of half an hour before dark. I've got everything set up and just got everything sort of prime and ready to just get the rods out, really, because I believe we're due a bit of rain in the next hour or so. But yeah, it's looking good for it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, can nick a few bites. I'm going to start off probably with a solid bags just for the moment, for the next couple of hours, and then ease my way in, maybe trickle a bit of bait in, see if I can get a few fish grubbing around, that sort of thing. Maybe try and stop them in their tracks as they're coming up and down, left to right. But yeah, it's looking good for it. I'm feeling loads better. I still a tiny little bit bunged up, but yeah, nowhere near as bad as what I felt when I was at Woodside, and obviously the previous 2 weeks for that. So yeah, let's shut up, let's get the rod sorted, flick them out, and see what we can make happen through the course of the day. Hands on sort of a small range of pop-ups at the moment. With this, will be ever growing until I sort of find my favourite, really, find out what, you know, hook baits do it for me in my type of angling. So I've got a little mixture here at the moment, and then yeah, that'll just evolve and grow as I start to, like I say, get more involved with Hinders, get out fishing, and just see, like I say, see how it all works for me. At the moment, it's a bit of a trial and error, obviously, because I don't know which of these hook baits I'm going to favour over, and you know, another one. So at the moment, like I said, I've got 3 pop-ups on. I've gone with the new nut hook bait. Let's just focus on there. New nut hook bait, and nice and creamy, washed out, smell absolutely divine. And I've noticed in there as well, get a nice little booster bottle, so you can glug them up as well, as and when you see fit. So that'll be absolutely bang on to keep those smelling absolutely pristine. So one of the rods has got one of those nice creamy ones on it. Next up, I put an orange one on, Tutti Frutti, good old classic. I thought, why not? Orange, you know, I very rarely see an orange one get put out, but yeah, they are the Tutti Frutti ones. They smell absolutely divine, and I thought, let's stick an orange one out and see what happens. Again, you get a nice little booster bottle in there, Let's just zoom in on there. Nice little booster bottle, you can see tucked away in there, again for keeping them topped up, maximum leakage. And then I went for a beaten Nana one on the other rod, because it's a nice sort of neutral colour. These pop-ups are really buoyant. I've yeah, had to add a little bit of putty to the Ronnie rig, so yeah, really nice colour, these ones. I quite like these, and I reckon they might be one of my firm favourites, to be quite honest with you. But just nice and washed out, sort of creamy, light browny sort of colour, just neutral colour really, just match the hatch style. So really looking forward to giving these a go. So that's exactly what I've got out there at the moment. So 3 different options, see if I can pick a fish off with either of them, and then if I do, I will yeah, swap another one of the rods, if not all of them, to the same. I don't know if you can tell, it's just started to absolutely lash down, so perfect time to just knock up my sort of little spod mix that I'm going to put out to try and draw a few of the fish down to the bottom of that 18-foot lake bed. So yeah, going to keep it really sweet and simple, to be honest. Just going to go in with some 12mm seafood boilies there, stabilised boilies, 12mm. And yeah, I just think that'll be perfect for getting down to the bottom. Nothing too heavy, you know, no big pieces, just little pieces, just to keep them grubbing around. If it gets a few bream involved, then I'm not too fussed. But yeah, it'll just allow them to get down to the lake bed, sit over the top of any sort of debris, any leaf matter, anything like that, just nice and light, and just create like a little carpet really. So I will probably add like half a bag of that, because I will regularly spod through the day, maybe sort of every hour or something like that. I just want to keep it ticking over, so I'll just add half of that kilo in there, which is obviously quite a lot for 12mm boilies. You obviously get quite a fair few boilies in there for a kilo, so I don't want to go whamming it all in, and you can't, once you put it in, you can't get it back out. So I'd rather start little and build it up if necessary, if I get a few bites. So yeah, half a kilo of those. Then I've got the matching seafood pellets as well, if you can see there. Seafood pellets, everything eats pellets. Like I say, I don't mind if the bream want to get involved in this mix. Hopefully it will sort of draw the interest of the carping as well. But again, I just love using pellets, to be quite honest with you. I think they're a little bit out of fashion, to be fair. Like now it's all like boilie crumb and bits and pieces like that, particles, you know, tubs of this, tubs of that. I just think you can't go wrong with pellets. Everything eats it, and yeah, they're really versatile in the mix. So again, I'm just going to put sort of around half a kilo of them in as well, just to sort of even the mix out really. Nothing too full on, really basic. There you go, just under half a kilo. Again, I can put it in, but I can't take it out. And then lastly, I have got the matching seafood liquid. Now I've not taken the lid off this yet, but I can imagine it absolutely honks. It just looks like yeah, like runny brown sauce, to be quite honest with you. But I'm pretty sure it probably doesn't taste as nice as brown sauce, but yeah, absolutely honks. So I am just going to give that mix a little douse in that, and it will just help sort of soak into the boilies, sort of coat the pellets, and just hopefully drag a few fish down amongst it as well. So yeah, that absolutely honks, and as you can see from the residue on the bottle, it's yeah, pretty gloopy, pretty sticky, and looks absolutely banging in this bucket. So I'm going to just give that a good sort of shake around, leave that to just settle for sort of 10 minutes or so, let it glaze everything, let this disgusting rain pass, and then I think it's time to just spom a few baits out and see if we can draw some interest into my sort of area of the lake. to around 10:30 and I finally got my first bite after introducing a little bit of bait as well, and we got one sulking in the net. Pretty little mirror. You can see the nut, creamy, sort of whitey coloured pop-up just hanging out his mouth there. Oh, what a result. Absolute tore off. I forget how good it feels sort of fighting fish in you know, 18 foot of water. Obviously they use you know, just as much up and down as they do left to right. So let's get him out and have a little look. Well, there we go then, the first of the session and the first on the new bait. Always encouraging to bag your first when obviously getting out, putting new bait to the test. Definite confidence booster. Now this was on the nut bait pop up, that creamy whitey sort of coloured one. Just look at this fish. He is a mega one. Look at him. Now people go on about Shearwater, you know, saying that the fish are battered and bruised and whatever else, but this just goes to show there are some absolutely immaculate fish in here to be caught over real simple tactics. But yeah, look at him, mega fish, so clean, so pretty, and give me a great scrap in that 18 foot of water. Quick look at the other side. So yeah, just fished just under 50 yards out into open water, all three rods on the same line, 4 bombs of that seafood, pellet, and obviously matching glug over the top, spread amongst the rods. And yeah, this one could not resist. Happy days. What a result. Let's get a few pictures, slip it back, get that rod straight back out, switch a couple of them other rods over to the same bait as well, see if we can maximise a few more bites. Well, it's coming up to around 4:30, and yeah, it's been a really slow day after that first fish. I've just been sort of in and out the bivvy, dodging the really heavy rain showers that we've been having, just sort of chopping and changing hook baits, topping up with a bait, just trying to work it really, trying to make something happen. To be quite honest, looking out across the lake, I've not really seen a great deal going on, and yeah, it's just, but other than the fishing front, it's been absolutely manic, sort of like all around me. There's, you know, walkers, joggers, sort of runners, people on bikes, you've got kids on scooters, people walking their dogs, people with their dogs off the leads that are just going, like, coming through your swim, going absolutely mental. Like, yeah, it's been a bit of a full-on day on that front, but I guess that's what to be expected when you share, you know, a massive water like this, where people come to obviously come and get some fresh air, get some exercise, and just generally, yeah, come out for, you know, a bit of scenery and stuff like that. So I guess it's to be expected, but yeah, it's been a bit full on in that sense. The rods are out though, they're staying out. I'm having a bit of a slow pack down, like my last video. Going to stay probably an hour or so into dark. It is a Sunday, so I'd like to get home at a relatively respectful time to yeah, have a roast dinner hopefully, and yeah, get ready for the working week ahead. So it's nice to come out, nice to come and put some of the new bait to test, and it's nice to have got a bite on it as well. So that was my sort of main aim really, just to get myself 1 or 2 fish like I do every session. Just come out, come somewhere new, get a bite, and I know that I've done something right. So like I say, it's been even better being able to put a few bits and pieces from the Hinders bait range to test as well, so I'll get to use that more and more throughout the year, chopping and changing until I find what works for me, you know, what's my favorite sort of hook baits and all that sort of business. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the year pans out. So what I'll do is I'll leave it here. Thank you for watching as always. Sorry it's not been yeah, absolutely filled full of fish, but it's been quite tough today. Weather's been all over the show. I've been in and out of the bivvy, and yeah, it's not through lack of trying, but it's not a blank, more importantly. So at least I managed to nick myself a bite. So feel free to leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel as always, get in touch in any of my social media. I'm yeah, always up for a chat. Got a lot of you guys reaching out asking about venues that I fish and stuff, any sort of hints and tips that I can give you. But yeah, happy to try and pass on some of my knowledge. Not that it's you know, not that it's great of any depth in any sort of water, because I seem to flip from, you know, venue to venue to keep things sort of varied for my own fishing and for the channel. But yeah, more than willing to chat to you guys. So hope you've enjoyed the little video, and I will catch up with you next time I am out on the bank.